Okay, call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Present.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Here.
Mr. DeSarno?
Here.
Mayor Morgan?
Here,
Mrs. Joffrey?
Here.
Mr. Kogan?
Here.
Mrs. McKnight?
Here.
let's salute the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is a public meeting for New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey. Adequate notice has been given in accordance with PL 1975, Chapter 231. An annual notice of revision was made in conformance Section 13 of the Act. We have a ordinance 2409. Please read the title.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 51 of the Code of the Borough of New Providence titled Fire Department.
Okay, can I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Okay, with this, this is the second reading, raising the age to join the fire department to age 57. Anybody in the public wishing to address us on this ordinance and this ordinance only? No? Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mr. DeSarno?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Kogan?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Okay, I need approval of minutes of June 11th conference meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
No, so be it. June 11th regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, so be it. Okay, we have correspondence for Board of Adjustment, 846 Union Avenue, or Central Avenue, variance for a deck. John and Filipados about garbage receptacles, we already do that. So, I know Bernadette, you talked to him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and notified him.
So that's
You're
just an enforcement issue?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, New Providence Fire Department, membership of Christopher Huashueyo. And we welcome him. Okay, City of Summit Ordinance, Development Regulations, Municipal Alliance, resignation letter from Jim Madden. And we thank him for his time and service. Board of Adjustment, public hearing for 37 Woodbine Circle. County of Union, engineering, and about the Passaic River Bridge, and notice to proceed. And we have Berkeley Heights Zoning Board, and Lawrence D'Amelio complaining about Springfield Avenue at Ridge. They closed it because they had to repave it. They milled it and then repaved it. And went over there the other day. They did a really nice job. Any more, any comments?
Just two things, Al. The bridge, I think we could just elaborate a little bit more on that, right? So that bridge closures moving forward. I know we're putting some information out there. Maybe we just
Right.
talk a little bit about that, so.
We don't know the exact
Right.
date.
Right.
What has happened is that Bernadette and I went to the pre-construction meeting, and our biggest concern was that what happened last time, is that they put a crane on the road, and it was sitting there for a month, and there was no work being done. So we talked to the contractor, the county, everybody, and said, listen, don't close that road until you have the precast parts that arrive. And what they said is that they were just waiting for the county to approve the budget. Then they would go and approve the engineering plans, and I think they were approved. And now they could order the precast. So they said that what took, 6 to 9 weeks, Bernadette? Something like that.
I think it was 90 days.
And what they said was, during that time, that they will dismantle the bridge, the current bridge, and while that's being made, and then when the precast comes in, they could take care of it, because they're gonna have to work on the abutments and everything else. So when they get that precast comes in, they're gonna be ready to go.
They're not anticipating any work to happen until the end of July or August at this point.
Yeah. So, I mean, they were hoping to start when, right after 4th of July. And then it got pushed off to like the middle of July, and then you know how things go.
Yeah,
So,
that just rolls into my next point, that
Yeah.
on the last correspondence, I know, the water main work on South Street, right, is the water company, and then we have, the gas company doing work as well, and, we do our best coordinating those things, in town, and, that correspondence was a little disappointing because the language and the tone used in it, I felt was a little too strong. And I do, calling people incompetent, again, it's disappointing, and I do want to apologize to our administration that has to deal with things like that, but they do a great job of making sure that they're communicating to the public and putting as much information out as possible, as soon as possible, right? If this is the kind of tone we're going to get when we have a one-day, paving project, when we're going to be closing a bridge for about a year, I hope we could be better.
well, we already hit a snag on the water main and on South Street. And they were already at bore and put the pipe through, and they hit a steel beam, which is, the county said, stop. So,
Yeah.
I know Bernadette, you give a report with that? Yeah. All the particulars, but, nothing good comes from things, when you do this, so.
Actually, I just want to take an additional minute to just thank Jim Madden for his service on the Municipal Alliance. When Jim came in, he was focusing on the young 20-something group, and he was able to get that up and running and put together a resource for all of our residents on the borough webpage where people could go if they need help. So I think he did an outstanding job. He will be greatly missed, but we will pick up his mission and move forward and go from there. So thank you, Jim Madden, for everything that you've done for the Alliance.
Yep, he also did a great job of fundraising during
Yes.
during COVID when we did not have our grant.
Yes.
And he really picked up the ball, and Municipal Alliance didn't miss a beat that
Yep.
year.
Very true. Thanks for that, too. Good point.
Okay, we'll go to council business. Administration, Lisa.
Thank you, Mayor. So we have Resolution 2024-184. It's a resolution appointing Fund Commissioner for the Garden State Municipal Joint Insurance Fund. We'll be appointing Michael Felizzola as a Fund Commissioner to the Garden State Municipal JIF here.
Okay, Public Work, Nadine.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2024-185 is a resolution approving purchase order for Wendy Letvin in an amount not to exceed $3,000. It's the double wave wall art sculpture. So this is for the installation of the wall sculpture. It will be a permanent installation in the recreation hallway. And the $3,000 is financed from the 2024 Union County Local Arts Program grant. So a grant purchase item, it's going to help make our hallway look nicer. So excellent. And with that said, Resolution 2024-186 is a resolution authorizing the application by New Providence Public Art Committee for the Columbia Bank Foundation grant. So now we're applying for another grant, and we're requesting permission to apply for a $15,000 grant for the acquisition of 3 permanent outdoor sculptures, one in Harmony Park, and supplies to improve the visibility, sustainability, and beauty of sculpture locations. These improvements include landscaping, lighting, signage, and pouring a cement sculpture pad. The submission will be sometime in mid-July, so she's just looking for us to approve tonight the ability to apply for the grant. And that's it.
Okay, community activities, Matt.
Yeah, I'd like to add, the Public Art Committee is like a little sneaky committee that you don't really hear too much from, but I do want to thank, Arlene and Allison. I think, if you look back, I don't know, I've been here 6 years. You know, some of the art sculptures that we have throughout the town now are, you know, you almost take them for granted, but they are pretty neat. And they've been doing a great job of, you know, bringing them in, refreshing them every few years and things of that nature. So that's a neat little committee. Keep your eyes on that.
Yep. And again, financing through grants, looking for smart funding opportunities, not at taxpayer expense.
Resolution 187 is a resolution accepting employment resignation from Charles Salini as a senior bus driver for the Community Activities Department for the Borough of New Providence. Charlie's resigning effective June 30th, and you know, he drives the seniors to all their activities, and you know, we want to thank him for his service there. The next is an authorization to advertise for the senior bus driver for the Community Activities Department. This is a 15 to 20 hour per week, you know, job function. Like I said, just driving the seniors around to their various functions. Very important. We'd like to continue that service. So if you know anybody that has their, you need a CDL for that, correct?
CDL with passenger endorsement.
Yeah. So if you know anybody that has that, that's looking for a part-time gig, please apply.
Okay, engineering, Alex.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2024-188, resolution accepting the proposal from the Musial Group for professional architectural services for New Providence Memorial Library re-roofing project. This will allow the Musial Group to provide drawing specifications necessary to bid the roof replacement at the library, including a roof scan of the entire roof area, construction documents, bidding, and construction administration. Just so you guys know, a lot of roof scans are done with thermal imaging now. You can tell where the wet, you know, where puddling happens, versus just on electrical panels is kind of the main area.
Thermal imaging has come a long way.
Very much so. Resolution 2024-189, approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for Union Avenue improvements. The NJDOT fiscal year 2025 state aid program grant submission is due on July 1st of this year. The state has allocated $150 million for funding local transportation projects. Last year, the borough received approximately $381,000 for the Maple Street Improvement Project. Resolution 2024-190, resolution approving requisition R24-01338 for Fovionics Imaging Technology in the amount not to exceed $89,000 for document microfilm scanning ESCNJ co-op number 65MCE-SCCPS. This approves services of Fovionics to begin digitize our archive records, which will ensure that information remains retrievable if a site disaster leads to a loss of analog formats, to reduce the need for physical storage space and enhance access to our records. Everyone's doing this. It's long overdue, I'm sure. I can't remember the last time I actually read a blueprint. Everything's all
You can go down to DPW, you can pull out
all
boxes.
the Resolution 2024-191, resolution accepting the proposal of Colliers Engineering and Design, Inc. for professional engineering services regarding for the NJDOT 2023 Maple Street Improvement Project. So this approves a part-time or full-time construction manager services on an as-needed basis, depending on the complexity of construction of any given day. The borough will utilize on-site field manager for the duration of the project in order to provide consistencies throughout the construction. The duration of this project should be approximately 12 weeks, which includes punch list items. The goal is to start construction on the drainage related in July and hopefully complete in late August. Resolution 2024-192. Resolution accepting bids and awarding contract to Portofino Builders, LLC for the project commonly known as NJDOT FY 2023 Maple Street Improvement Project in the amount of $567,907.30. So the bids came in and were opened on June 18th at 11 o'clock in the second floor conference room in the Municipal Center. There were 9 potential bidders picked up big packets. 7 bid packets were returned. The project was awarded to Portofino Builders in Springfield, New Jersey, which had the lowest competitive bid at $567,907.30. Resolution 2024-193, this resolution accepting the proposal of Colliers Engineering and Design, Inc. for professional engineering and design services regarding pickleball court and walking path. This approves professional engineering services related to the New Providence community path renovation. The agreement includes design and integration of the community path improvements into the pickleball improvement bid package. So we're anticipating construction in the fall of 2024 with the closeout of the project in the winter, spring of 2025. So this just adds the walking path. If anyone's seen it, it's long overdue for an upgrade. So this will be part of the pickleball project.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Finance, Diane.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2024-194 is a resolution, I'm not saying that correctly, authorizing payment of the attached bills payable list in the amount of $5,964,074.98. Significant items are Board of Education July tax payment of $5,530,024. The Horizon Healthcare June health insurance payment of $123,830.79. Suburban disposal in the amount of $45,334 for May garbage pickup. New Providence Affordable Senior Housing for the amount of $26,422.22, and that's for renovation to Barabash Manor, which we had discussed in several different meetings, and that, I believe, is for some of the utilities,
Appliances. Is that
appliances.
the kitchen
I'm like, it's not
appliances?
utilities, it's the appliances.
So the
It's
kitchen appliances
stoves,
at
et cetera.
Barabash.
JCP&L in the amount of $23,019.83, and that's the April electric bill. Resolution 2024-195 is a resolution authorizing purchases with Fire and Safety Services Limited for fire department apparatus maintenance and repair services for the year 2024. Extraordinary unspecifiable services are services which are specialized and qualitative in nature, requiring expertise, extensive training, and proven reputation in the field of endeavor. So basically, this resolution allows our fire department to enter into a contract with Fire and Safety Services for maintenance and repair services that we would need in a timely manner. And it's only up to a bid threshold of $44,000. Resolution 2024-196 is a resolution providing for the insertion of any special item of revenue in the 2024 budget pursuant of NJSA 40A:4-87, Chapter 159, PL 1948, Alcohol Education, Rehabilitation, and Enforcement Grant. And this is basically inserting $2,206.51 into the budget. And this amount was received as part of State of New Jersey Municipal Court Alcohol Education, Rehabilitation, and Enforcement Fund. Resolution 2024-197 is a resolution certifying the 2023 annual audit. This basically is approving the municipal audit for 2023. The New Jersey Administrative Code 5:31-1.1 requires that an independent audit plan and an independent auditor plan and perform an audit to obtain reasonable assurance that the reporting entity's financial statements are free of material misstatement. This is something that's done every year. And we are very, very, very proud to announce that our, and I'm not going to say the name right, Wilcox and Company, our auditors, found no irregularities in the audit and provided no comments. So kudos to our borough, who does such a good job with maintaining records, following all the rules, et cetera, and just working with the auditors and working with us too. So thank you very much. Resolution 2024-198 is Tower Spring Gardens 1, 2025 LLC 5, Borough of New Providence. LLC versus Borough of New Providence, Block 103, Lot 22.01, 851 Springfield Avenue. These are docket numbers 001825-2016, 005209-2017, 004506-2018, 001964-2019, 003050-2020, 002810-2021, 002889-2022, and 001613-2023. And this is the tax appeal settlement for Tower Springs Gardens 1 for the year 2016 to 2023. The tax refunds, it has to do with our last agenda, and it's just completing all the docket numbers, because some of them were erroneously left off, but it has not, it's the same exact thing.
Okay, Pete, legal.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2024-199 is a resolution relative to the issuance of a plenary retail consumption license to Heinel with Hospitality LLC, which is Providence Bar and Kitchen, for the year 2024-2025. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, personnel, Alex.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2024-200, resolution appointing Michael Felizzola as Equal Employment Opportunity Coordinator for the Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey for year 2024. This appoints Mike as Emily's replacement as the Equal Employment Opportunity Coordinator.
And we want to thank Emily for all she's done for the borough. Excellent employee, and we wish her well in the future. And we welcome Mike. Okay, public safety. The next few are just going to be steps in the police guide, which is from the bargaining agreement. Resolution 2001, appointing Kevin Gutierrez to step 6. 202, appointing Carly Bauman to step 8. 203, Marcus Martinez to step 8. And Resolution 2004 is a resolution which approves the shared service between the Board of Education and the borough for providing SLEOs, which is the Special Law Enforcement Officers at the schools. And we were one of the first to do that, and it's worked out very, very well over the years. Next one is Resolution 2005, and it's the next two are for equipment for an Alco test machine for the police department, and that's for $22,822. The next one is for Stryker Sales Corporation, and those are for stretchers for the rescue squad, which is done through the Bergen County Co-op. The rescue squad, it's for stair chairs for the rescue squad, and that's through the co-op also. Ordinance 2024-10 is amending and supplementing Chapter 257 of the code, vehicles and traffic. And what that is updating the current ordinance, including a 2-hour parking on the north side of High Street, Monday through Friday. And the current ordinance reads school days only, and we're adding 2-hour parking on the south sides for High Street on Monday through Friday. Public Works, Alex.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2024-208. Resolution approving requisition R24-01248 for Riverview Paving, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $666,484.52 for 2024 road resurfacing, Morris County Co-op number 6. This is the annual paving. This amount includes a $50,000 infrastructure grant we got from Union County. Resolution 2024-209. This resolution approving requisition R24-01290 for Jack Dohney companies in an amount not to exceed $563,705.03 for a sewer jet truck at the wastewater treatment plant, Sourcewell contract number 101221-VTR. This approves the purchase of a sewer jet truck for the wastewater treatment plant. We get our money's worth with the sewer jet truck, for sure.
Yes, we do. Okay, we'll go to council committee reports. I have a couple things. We just had a public safety meeting with the fire department, and they are having a little difficulty getting daytime help, volunteers. And this is nothing new for only New Providence. It's inherent in all the different communities. So they're going to come up with a couple options that we can look at, and hopefully we can get more volunteers, especially during the day from 6 to 6. And, you know, anybody willing to volunteer, we're always happy to have it come on board.
And we just increased the age.
What's that?
We're going to increase the age also to 57.
Well, yeah. Okay. The other thing, after that, we had a meeting with the police department. Updated some policy, make it conforming with the state regs. The other thing we talked about, which is important, and it should be on the radar, for years now, we've been talking about the renovation of the police department. Homeland Security years ago said it's woefully inadequate. And we've been working over the years trying to get the funding and everything else. We've been putting money away for a lot of different years, but it's time. And we're gonna have to do something. So what we're gonna do, I don't want this to be a surprise to anybody in the community, but we're gonna have to start moving on this. The building materials aren't getting cheaper, and we have to make some tough decisions here. So public safety with the architect, Jim Testa, Bernadette, we're gonna meet and go over some options, and then we're gonna bring it back to council and get your thoughts. So that's where we're standing right now. So that's all I have right now, except that there is a lot of construction going on in town. Not only in New Providence, but all over the area. Just be careful out there and pay attention, because it's sometimes a little scary out there with the traffic jams, people in a rush, and we don't want to have any accidents. So, okay. And by the way, the paving over there by up and down Charnwood and Ridge and all that, Evergreen, really looks great. So, okay, Diane.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't really have a lot. We have a film ready meeting this week. Board of Health is July, and everything else is going pretty well.
You mention that or
No, you want to mention.
Oh, okay. She wrote the note.
I'm just the co, he's the chair.
So summer concert series, July 11th, 18th, and 25th. Just wanted to mention that in Centennial Park. We also have the 4th of July fireworks on July 3rd, my favorite event in town. Still have pictures I've mentioned previously of my son with eyes lighting up like dollar signs watching the fireworks. And the only other thing I wanted to mention was actually, Lisa and I had coffee with council this weekend at Cafe Luna, and pretty neat place. I've never been. Mr. Swanson was there, enjoying his coffee. He didn't even know we were coming, and lucky us, he was there to have some conversation. Thank you for that. It's actually a neat little coffee with council, because Cafe Luna allows dogs, right? And it's a dog-friendly place, and you know, I have a dog, right? So I love dogs, and every time someone came in with a dog, I would go talk to them about their dog, and then it led into a nice conversation. So pretty neat. And I want to just thank Cafe Luna for having us, and you keep your eye out for coffee with council.
One thing I did forget, we not going to have a chat with the mayor on the 5th of July. It's the following week, so
Just,
just
yeah.
so everybody realizes.
I did want to note too, someone asked, they had a question, they weren't sure or whatever. You know, we do have emails, right? So we have email addresses online. You can go on the website and you can always find our email if you ever want to ask a question about anything. It's really just click a button and send us an email directly and we'd be happy to help or answer a question.
An action line.
And, well, of course, action line as well if you have something specific.
The website is full of information. We still continue to see questions posted on the community forums, and, you know, you might or might not get the right answer there.
Yeah.
So just saying, go to the source.
Okay, Pete,
Nothing new to report, Mayor.
Operations normal.
Alex,
Just two things. One, we were talking about website communication. I want to thank Bernadette on the main Facebook, I'm sorry, on the main New Providence Borough page. There's a paving alert, so you can always click there. It's a big red thing at the very top of the screen. I know sometimes, depending on weather or whatever's going on, sometimes that changes, but it's very accurate and you get a very good idea of what's happening in town. And as a resident of Ridge Drive, I will say the paving was phenomenal, all the way, as you said, Mayor, through Charnwood and Evergreen as well. It's a little no pain, no gain type of thing. I know it's tough to get residents out or to read all the postings, but it always comes out beautiful at the end.
We
yeah.
sat there and watched them pave,
Yeah.
because they were right in front of our house. We're amazed. It's like a very amazing process.
And just last comment, the Green Challenge is going on. A lot of good suggestions by residents, everyone that's participating. So thanks to Allison for running that.
And actually, I'm going to jump off
Yeah.
of your paving. And again, kudos to our borough and thank you to our borough because my mother's street in Union is, the water company is working and she's gotten so many misinformation. Like, oh, we're doing this day, or oh, your water's being shut off, and it hasn't been. So it's hard all over the place.
Yeah, and just to say, listen, it's, we've gotten new water mains, new gas mains, and new paving in a lot of these areas that won't have to be touched for
I
quite some
mean, I
time.
think it's incredible. What did we pay, 58 streets last year alone? And we're scheduled for 30-something this year.
And PSE and G just
Yeah.
did 11.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. So I hope they don't fall apart all at the same time.
Don't put that in the universe.
That's all I have.
Yeah. Lisa?
Mental Health Advocacy and Education Committee met last week. Just a recap of the Paint the Town Green for Mental Health Awareness Month. Huge success. They did an awesome job of really getting all their activities out there and building the awareness and the education around that. So kudos to the committee for all their hard work. Everybody took a role and executed wonderfully, and the committee just worked together beautifully on that. What do we have coming up? We have in September Suicide Prevention Week. Just some activities around that. Together with the Municipal Alliance, they will be looking to put together suicide prevention training, which we call QPRs, QPR training. So look out for that. If you haven't sat in or done a QPR training, highly recommend. Just an amazing information and just very moving as well. Another thing, the library did this for Mental Health Awareness Month. They're going to continue it into suicide prevention in September, and that's they have a collection available to the residents. It is a mental health display. You don't need to check the book out. You don't want to, just so that we don't want someone to be, embarrassed or afraid to go and check out the book. So you can take the book and you can even keep it if you want to keep it. So that's always a beautiful thing, and that's at the library. And then lastly, they'll be doing a social media campaign around resources and available education for for suicide prevention. And then the library board met, so we'll segue right into that. Like I said last time, the murder mystery is set for November 16th. School's out, so what does that mean? Summer reading program. The first day that it opened up, they had 600 people sign up.
Wow.
600. So that is for infant through adults. So the adults also have a summer reading program, and I was very interested in that. You can win prizes. Like I said, I'm all in. I'm going to do the summer reading program. And that's about it. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Bernadette.
Thank you, Mayor. So, as Al mentioned before, the work on South Street has hit a glitch. Anyone who's been on South Street has seen the metal plates on off hours, the giant hole during working hours. Yesterday, on Friday, they put the boring machine in to do a lateral bore of the bridge. They hit a pylon that was a remnant of the previous bridge 20 years ago. The county engineers got involved. Pretty much everyone got involved. At this point, they have decided the best course of action is to fill the hole that is currently there. So they're going to cement where they bored, they're going to backfill the hole, they're going to repave the street, and they're going to move down to the Murray Hill Inn. While they're down on that bridge, the engineers are going to try and figure out the best course of action and how we're going to proceed by OLP. The county engineers were concerned that possibly the old pylon might be weight-bearing. They're not really sure. So their best thing that they've decided is that they're going to just circumvent it somehow. So currently there's 2 options on the table that I learned about this afternoon around 4 o'clock. One is to go into the park about 10 or 15 feet behind the curb line, which comes with its own challenges. There's DEP restrictions there. It's Green Acres. There's also when they replaced the bridge 20 years ago, there was a temporary road that was put in through the park. Instead of taking the road out, they just put dirt over it. So that's existing there also. There's the monuments. There's a lot of things happening in the park. The other option that they came up with would be to somehow bore underneath the existing pylons, which would bring the hole down more than 40 feet, and then come up on the other side. Not sure that that's the course of action they're going to be taking. I was told that effective tomorrow, they will begin grouting, backfilling, and paving the opening and removing the steel plates. And work in that location by the church should be completed by Monday, July 1st. If the water company decides to work next week, it'll only be Monday and Tuesday, but it will be at nighttime, so the road will be open during the day. After that, work will resume on the 8th at the bridge by the Murray Hill Inn, and that will be, I believe, daytime construction with detours in place. So the detour will change from Central Avenue to Livingston. It will then go down Marion and into the center of town. So it makes the businesses more accessible. They should be in that location, barring any incidents, for about 2 weeks, and then they will go back to night work until they figure out what else is going on at the other bridge. So this is kind of like a daily thing here. They're not really sure what they're doing. Lots of engineers with lots of maps and papers and plans, but not a lot of solutions right now. So by moving down the street, at least they do stay on schedule until they figure out what's going on. So there's that.
It seems like it's a tunnel.
It's
work,
huge.
Work on both sides and
Yeah.
figure out eventually what you get to.
Yeah.
Once they figure it out.
As you guys mentioned, PSE&G completed paving remediation on 11 streets, including down by the firehouse, Charmwood area. Everything is amazing. Curb replacement was also completed on Woodland and Madison on Friday. That's ahead of paving, so We replaced the curbing to make sure that the paving stays in place. So on tonight's agenda is the paving purchase order. So Ralph will reach out to the vendor and try and get a date. Last but not least, Persistent Construction received notice to proceed, as Al mentioned before, on the Passaic Street Bridge. That notice was effective June 19th, so technically they have 365 days from June 19th. They are moving forward with getting state approvals and everything that they need in the meantime before they actually close the bridge. The engineer for the county contacted me last week just to let me know that the notice had been given, and also reminded me that, you know, they don't have a plan yet. As soon as they do, they'll reach out to me. Once the plan is in place, the county will put up those very large signs like they did on South Street, way ahead of the bridge closing. So it won't be a shock to anyone, but once we have the information or a tentative timeline, we'll get it out to the public as well. That's all I have.
So this is a county project. We're at the mercy of what the county is
It's
doing.
a county project.
No,
South Street is a county project, yeah, where we're just trying to
We're
live in their
benefiting
world.
eventually, but
Yeah.
we're at the mercy of their
Yes.
schedule.
Let's hope we don't get any heavy hurricanes, because that Central Avenue bridge floods out. And so does Snyder Avenue in Berkeley Heights, so the only way you'll be able to get across is Riverview Road. So, okay. Anybody wishing to address council at this time? Yes, Alan?
Hi, Alan Swanson, 47 Overhill Road. I missed a couple of things when you were speaking there, so I'm just looking for clarification. When you were talking about the volunteers, I missed, I wasn't sure, you had a meeting with the safety board and there was a
Public safety
expression
with
of
the fire department.
So it was the fire department is seeking the volunteers and is a little short during the day, is that what? Okay.
6 to 6, yeah.
I just missed exactly who it was. And the second thing was on the second item that you brought up, you were talking about that there were some projects and things that had been put on hold for a while, and you were going to have to bite the bullet, I guess, and move forward on those.
But this has been going on since 2015. We knew that the police department was going to be upgraded. We've been putting money away every year to fund this. Now it's gotten to the point where after COVID, the building materials went astronomically high. So the project's a lot more. So, I mean, we have to sit down, go over with the architect, Bernadette, our CFO, Public Safety Committee. We'll go over and try and figure out the best way to go about this and come back to council and probably at a conference meeting and go over everything that we're talking about.
So it's just like an upgrade to the facilities for the police and all. Okay.
Am I
that was
correct,
just
Mayor, saying that the planning's been going on, designs have been made and modified,
Yes.
and now it's time to act?
Yes. And there's been a lot of different plans, and we have to see what best fits our needs. And we don't know what's going to happen over at Mountain Valley, if they're going to stay there or not. I mean, these are things we all have to take into consideration. So we just came to the conclusion, you know, we have to start now.
It's not going to get cheaper.
Right, it's not going to get cheaper, and you know what? Let's get this thing done. It's been long enough, so.
Thank you for that clarification.
Sure.
Thank you. And let me say two other quick little things. I often come in and ask questions in the clerk's office, and I just want to say that I really appreciate the response from Denise and from Jessica whenever I come in. I just want to recognize that I always enjoy coming in and talking with them, and it's always a pleasant experience in addition to obtaining information, so.
That's
Thank
nice to
you.
hear.
Finally, in view of the suggestions about the green initiatives, I know that you have a goal of looking into solar panels on this building. And I have no idea where that stands or what the plan would be for that. But my suggestion for going green would be to move forward a bit on that and see what's possible here at the building and other facilities that might be amenable to getting some solar. And I can tell you that there are some towns that
I agree.
have their Department of Works and stuff are totally powered by solar. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think any opportunity that comes up, we're going to look at. The police station might be one of those. It all depends on the incentives that are out there, the payback on the project, as you know. So, of course, that's why it's a goal. And we hope to implement it when the right opportunity comes our way.
Yeah, so one of the targets, I mean, I don't bring up the Sierra Club all the time, but one of the things across the state, there's all this talk about all the warehouses going in. And of course, one of the objectives, one of the suggestions made by the Sierra Club is that to put in, to include that at least the buildings are prepared, are solar prepared for the roof, because what happens is that, the warehouses go in and the materials are not adequate, so that there isn't even an ability to come in after later on to install the solar panels, which are in fact getting cheaper and cheaper all the time. All right, thanks.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Anyone else?
Hi, Kathleen Dolan, 12 Laurel Drive. Just a couple of questions. The Passaic River Bridge is going to be closed for about a year, you mentioned. Is there notice of what the primary detour is going to be when you close the bridge? Like, do you direct them on a certain?
It's on the county website right now from the old project, but we haven't copied it over yet because I'm not sure that that's the final.
Okay.
But if you go to the county engineering site, yes.
Okay, so look on the county site.
Yep.
Okay. And then in terms of the gas line replacement, are they all done now throughout the town?
I don't think so.
Okay. That would be good to know, just so that you can prepare for another round of something. I'm sure you're on that. And then in terms of the paving list of the streets that are going to be paved this season, is that complete, or are there more streets that might be added?
Nope, what's on the website is the list.
Okay. And then the last thing I have is we mentioned earlier about Cafe Luna allowing dogs. I don't know how many businesses in town do that, but that would be great. But speaking of dogs, has there ever been any discussion about looking for a place to have a dog park in New Providence?
Famous dog park question.
Yeah, it always resurrects. It has come up, there's no suitable place right now for it. So, that's where we left it. I know a lot of towns that have had it have had problems with it, especially with the cleanup and who's gonna do the cleanup. But, right now, there's no suitable place to do it.
Okay, so are there criteria that have to be met in order to set one up, or, because?
You have to find the land to do it. And, we have green acres all over. We don't have a whole lot of open space where we can, that's ours. All ours is green acres, open space, so.
And you can't have a dog park in a Green Acres
You're not
space?
supposed to disturb it.
Okay, so something like Lions Park, would that, there is a lot of area on Lions Park that doesn't have playground equipment or something on
Yeah,
it.
and then you'd have
Can
to
you
take
use
down
that?
trees. And you can't take down trees, so.
Mhm.
And quite honestly, you don't want to have a dog park in a neighborhood, with all the noise and the parking and everything else. So
Mhm. Okay, so there's neighborhood considerations and green acres and open space. Okay, I was just wondering, obviously, it's the first time I've thought about it, but it's good to know that there are constraints that we may not be able to overcome. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. I need formal action on 1 through 28, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mr. DeSarno?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Kogan?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Okay. I need a motion for adjournment, please.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, so be it. Just want to wish everybody a happy Independence Day. Just be careful out there. July 3rd should be, let's hope we don't get rain, and have a nice evening, and enjoy the fireworks.
Enjoy your Sunday.
Good night. all.